Hello and good evening again. Welcome to BCL Beyond the Boundary with myself, Simon Booth. Tonight's edition is with one of our legends. I'm glad to say I'm here with Mark Stewart, formerly of Greenmount Cricket Club. How are you, Mark?
All right, Booth.
How are you, pal? You okay?
Not bad, mate. You?
Good, yeah, very well. Thank you very much. Thanks for taking a bit of time out to speak to us. Obviously, we've already had David White on. As sort of all-rounder. David White. Chalky.
Who?
Very good. So we've had Chalks on. Obviously, we've spoken to him. We've got yourself, got a few others lined up as well. Got a few ex-professionals as well from the Bolton League. We've spoken to a few of the younger lads who are on the county circuit in the Buanans and the Parkinsons and stuff like that. So it's been great to speak to so many different people. So, first things first, thanks for taking a bit of time out to speak to us.
No problem.
So first things first, mate, obviously a lot of people are going to, be watching this within the league. I think you're a bit like myself. You've got friends further afield and in other leagues. But for the benefit of the people who are going to watch this who possibly don't know who you are, what I want you to do is introduce yourself, who you are, the clubs that you've played at, and what your current situation is.
Right, no worries. I'm Mark Stewart, or Stewie, or Spindles, or whatever you want to call me. I played most of my cricket growing up at Ramsbottom, which is an absolute fantastic club, and I played there till 1989, where I went to Greenmount from there. I made my first team debut when I was 17, so that's quite old, I think, for first team. Well, it was a bit different then, I think. I left because they signed Brian McMillan and Steve Monkhouse. I don't even know him, Boovie. Yeah?
No, Steve, yeah.
Yeah, well, them two were getting re-signed that year, and they're bloody brilliant players, especially Brian McMillan. He was coming as pro at Ramsbottom, and I just felt that my opportunities would be a bit less then, and I was given the opportunity because my dad was already at Greenmount. That's why I went to Greenmount. I think your dad played at Rammy as well, didn't he, Boothie?
Certainly did.
Yeah, that's how they know my dad. That's how they know each other pretty well, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think the guy there, the pro, was Australian, Keith Stackpole, when my old man was knocking around. So, no, it's a long time ago, but yeah, he had a year at Rammy. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so that's how my dad knew your dad. So from Ramsbottom, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Don't get me wrong, it's a brilliant club, and I've still got a lot of friends there. But my opportunities, I thought, were going to be a bit like with them two coming back, Steve and Brian McMillan. So I went to have a do at Greenmount where my dad were. Played there forever and just had 2 years out to go pro in at Lostock, or the old British Aerospace as it was known at the time.
Yeah.
I had 2 years there, and I definitely didn't go there for the money, I can tell you that much. But I met some great guys there as well who I still talk to, and some of them even Blinky and Ian Wayne, brilliant. Phil Knowles, you'll know Knowlesy, won't you?
Yeah, certainly, yeah.
Great people and a great club. So I've played for 3 clubs, that's it, and they're brilliant clubs, all 3 of them. So that's all I can say about that. And then I bored myself to death at Greenmount for the rest of my life there, yeah.
Lostock have obviously sort of come back into it now, back into the Bolton League, and sort of had a resurgence, because obviously I remember British Aerospace is my first club, believe it or not. My old man were there, and that's probably my youngest memories of cricket, really, being at British Aerospace.
Well, they've got a totally new ground now, haven't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
I think they got kicked off of the old Aerospace. I mean, people say it was a bit baller friendly at Aerospace, and I said nah, you had to graft on that one.
Well, they've got a good setup now, and obviously they're doing quite well. And to be fair, of the new clubs that's come into the Bolton League, I think Lostock have done a lot of good. Really, they've got a good side, got some good players. Obviously, Knowles is still knocking around. He's involved. Phil Hall. So they seem to be.
They were both playing. They both played when I was pro in there.
seem to be putting a good side together, and they've got some good structure. They've got Mark Greenhouse now running the juniors there, so I think they'll go from strength to strength.
Yeah, I think they're building up to that, aren't they?
Good stuff.
Going off the social media.
Yeah, they do a good job. Yeah, they do a cracking job. So fair play to them. Obviously, with these interviews, Mark, obviously I've been going into the clubs and sort of drilling down into the plans. And obviously, your current situation is obviously you're not playing. How long? When did you finish, Mark? How long have you been?
50. 3 years ago.
Is that 10 years ago?
Hey, come on now.
So what's that? Is it 3 seasons?
Yeah, I retired when I was 50, I think.
Okay.
When I was going to retire when I left the Bolton League, but I thought I was a bit too early because I think on my final year at Bolton League I got 100 wickets, so that's why I carried on really.
Yeah.
And they went in the GMCL, which to me meant nothing, to be quite honest. Like going in GMCL, all my people I played against and relationships that I had was with the Bolton League. I loved playing the Bolton League. I thought it was competitive and hard on the field and great off the field as well. As a player, it didn't do me any harm playing in that league for a long time, and the amount of players, good players, brilliant players coming out of that league has been immense, hasn't it, really? You could go on all day naming them, couldn't you, who've played in that league? So Bolton League's never been a bad league to play in, ever. You know, it was just getting a bit stale, I think, and I think Greenmount just decided maybe it was time for a change. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about that a bit later on, eh?
Well, obviously, a very good friend of both of us who's not with us anymore, Derek Kay, sort of had the vision a long, long time before anybody else did about, you know, maybe having something slightly different, a different setup, you know, some sort of an amalgamation of the leagues, etc. And
yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I'm a play to win type of guy. Me, there's nothing for runners up or anything like that. So the best you can play against, you should be playing against them. Doesn't matter about an outing out on a Saturday afternoon. You should be playing against the best teams you can do if you want to be a top sportsman, in my book, anyway. And I just thought like that. We got railroaded into it a bit, Greenmount. I don't know if it's right. I mean, I haven't talked to in length over it what decisions he made, but I mean, our chairman at the time was Bill Elkin, who's obviously set up that league with Martin Kay and Ollie as well. Edge, did he get involved in that? He's involved.
Mike Edge, yeah. All lovely blokes as well, lovely fellas.
Yeah, well, you know, but you know, history's changing, isn't it? And cricket-wise, it is. And like, I don't really want to get into the ins and outs of Greenmount really, because it's not fair, because they know more than me. I haven't been involved with it for a bit, but just my personal opinion is that they shouldn't have left the Bolton League. Should have tried to make the Bolton League better. And,
I think there's definitely there's an argument to say that I think, you know, the Bolton League certainly did miss out when Greenmount and Edgerton left the league. That there's no question about it that them two clubs were a massive part. You know, I loved going up to Greenmount. I loved going up to Edgy. Still got friends at both clubs now to this day. And I think the Bolton League did suffer for them two clubs leaving. But I do believe, obviously, both of them now have either applied to leave or are already leaving the GMCL. So it's obviously not been the best fit.
No, I mean, like I said, I think the GMCL gave false promises. I mean, Greenmount thought that Norden and Littleborough and all them teams were going to go in it, you know. And to be fair, if all them teams had gone in it, it would have been a bloody good. Well, it is a decent league, giving you a Premiership. Any Premier League is, but it would have been a great league if they had all come. But they've all joined up with Lancashire League, haven't they? And whatever, and it's just made it a little bit. it's a bit like the old league, isn't it? Really, the old, is it North Manchester League or whatever it was called, like Lancs County or whatever, with Denton's in it and all that, yeah. But they are good teams. Don't get me wrong in the Premiership, but it should be everyone under. It should be like semi-pro football, really, for me, cricket round here, because there's that many leagues knocking about. Now it's up to you as a club. Do you want to play against the best, or do you just want to be turning out on a Saturday in the local league? Well, that's fine. Everyone's different. But I'm damn sure that the top clubs, even like yourself, would be applying to go in a league that was built in a pyramid, that would be playing against Bootle and teams like that, and Lower House, and Barrow and places like that, all the top teams, you'd want to play against. You wouldn't be bothered about the travelling or anything like that. You'd want to play because it's the best league, and that's what they do with semi-pro football, isn't it? In the pyramid.
Of course they do.
But will it happen? I doubt it.
I think maybe Lancashire, maybe the ECB, powers higher and mightier than the people who are involved at the moment. I've said this, and I don't know whether I'll get slagged off for this or not, but I truly believe that, way back when people like Derek had that vision of getting all, the best of the best all together, I think if they'd have all gone together at the same time, it'd have been absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, Derek knew that. The Bolton League dismissed it, didn't they? And to be honest, the Bolton League only decided to do something about like playing 2020 cricket and coloured clothing and stuff like that when GMCL League decided to do it. When they broke away and they thought we have to do something here, and they've done it. But it was too late, Boothie, weren't it? They'd already flown the coop. So,
yeah, like you say, as soon as a few clubs had left, then obviously it sort of made it a bit weaker, and it was harder to get more clubs to join. And anyone who's played in the Bolton League knows full well, and I'm glad to speak to someone like yourself who's played in both, played in the top divisions of both leagues, and you've got a balanced view on the standard of cricket, the people who's played in it, and everything really.
I think every Premier League team has got the top team, the good teams. But I mean, Greenmount got relegated in first season, and they played in that first division, and it apart from top 2 or 3 teams, it was awful, and I just didn't enjoy it really. I didn't enjoy it anyway. You didn't know any other opposing teams, but that's for a new generation, isn't it? If they want to go into that, they can go into that and meet people like I did when I first went in Bolton League. And if they played in that league for a long time, which they haven't, because they've come out of it after 4 years, which is a pointless exercise, isn't it? 5 years or whatever it is. So a pointless exercise. So they've got it Lancashire League. They've only got 2 leagues. Why have they got it Lancashire League? I don't know. You'll have to interview someone from Greenmount for that. I have my own personal opinions on it, which I'm not.
They'll have their own views on it, and they'll truly believe that that's the right thing for the club. So whoever's made that decision, good luck to them.
Lancashire League is a great league. Don't get me wrong, it's a great league. There's 2 divisions, but maybe it's a stopgap. That when you're playing in a big pyramid, if you end up going down 1 or 2 leagues, and that could ruin your club as a cricketing club, because all your good players are going to leave. They're not going to play in 2nd division cricket, and maybe they're a bit worried about that. Maybe funds are drying up a little bit, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's expensive, like Flixton, who are up there in that Premier League in GMCL, they'll be paying a few quid out. You look at their team, and it's starting to get a bit expensive, I think. If you go down, like I said, you get relegated down into that 1st division, or I stayed, so make sure that they went back up, and they did. And then did they get relegated again? I think, I don't know, I can't remember. I weren't very interested in then. But in Lancashire League, there's only 2 leagues, and it's a decent standard, both leagues near enough. You know what I mean? So you're always going to play a decent standard of cricket, no matter how much funds you've got or what team you turn out. It's always going to be a decent standard of cricket, and you can't go any lower than that, can you? 2 leagues, so maybe they were a bit worried about that. I don't know. Okay. As for second team cricket and juniors, well, I think they're all on a par, aren't they? They're all on a par, these leagues. So I don't think there's much difference there, to be quite honest.
Well, there's a couple of ideas been thrown around recently, and John Hutchinson has thrown sort of an idea in the mix with regards to putting like a Bolton and Bury junior league together, you know, to sort of bring it a bit closer, a bit more localised, and, you know, because obviously there's some fun, you know, some good clubs over in Bury, there's some good clubs over in Bolton, and they're very close together. And
well, why don't they do that with seniors then?
Again, possibly that could be an idea.
You know what I mean? Like you could go on forever about it, couldn't you? All these different leagues and that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to have one or other. I mean, yeah, like you got all the Bolton teams together, and some of them, half of them have left now, haven't they? So you know what I mean? So you got to get it. It's got to be a big meeting, and it's got to be done. It's got to be done by LCB or ECB. Yeah, not just local people making up a league, like, you know, and saying, do you fancy coming in this? Or maybe you should do that. Maybe I might do that. Just go around, get everyone here, have £1,000 if you win league. You know what I mean? Something like that. £20,000 if you win league, you get your sponsors in.
You could be
joining up then, wouldn't there? You
could be Berry's answer to Kerry Packer. Anyway, let's bring it back to a bit of cricket about yourself. We've gone off on I knew we'd go off a tangent, Mark, and we've gone off on a tangent. Yeah. Let's drag it all back in a bit. So, what I want to, similar thing I did with Chalks, I wanted to sort of discuss some of the players, basically, that you've played with and against. So, dead simple. I'm going to prompt you now. We're going to go batters, bowlers, keepers. So, we're going to start with the batters. So, in your opinion, as a, you know, frontline bowler, best batter you've played with and against? Tough question, I know.
Well, what pros or amateurs? What we've got?
Throw whatever you want him. Throw whatever you want him.
Well, every time I played against Nissa, I think he got a ton. Near enough. I mean it. Every time I played against him. I mean, even going to ground, I drove past him once. We were at bus shelter practicing his shots. Waiting to get on bus. No wonder he gets a ton every week. He did. He got a ton every week. Every time we played against him, and I'm sure he tried harder because I was bowling against him. I mean, I got on with him quite well, and I'm sure he tried harder. But he always say, "You're not getting me out." I never did, Alan. Never. I think I got him out twice early days in 2 cup games. League games, he just said bye-bye. He got a ton, didn't he? You know he did.
Yeah, he
smashed it all over.
Phenomenal. And it's a weird story with Nizar, because, like you say, you'd think he'd played Test cricket. He was that good in league cricket, but you know he's just played normal first class cricket. But he absolutely destroyed local cricket, didn't he? There's no question about it.
They're humble. And when he's in his pomp, when he, you know, in thinking, I mean, he's slowed down a bit now, hasn't he? But he was 1,400, 1,300 runs easy, weren't it? Every year, and absolute captain's dream. Weren't it? A captain's dream. Yeah, off you go.
Mopsy were happy with him. Let's put it that way.
No, I bet he were. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of the ridiculous stats. I think he's 5,800s in bowling.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a captain's dream, and then you can fill you can pick your team round him, couldn't you? And you fill your team with a few more batters and all that. You're guaranteed 250 every week, aren't you? And that runs wins games for me. You know, the more runs you get on that board, the easier it is to bowl.
That's interesting coming from a bowler, but I'm not going to call you a batter. I'm going to call you a bowler, if that's all right.
Why not? Why's that?
I knew we were going to get onto this as well. I knew we were going to get onto this. Okay, quick one then. Best batter you've played with?
Played with? Well, I mean, there's a few more batters that, you know, Chalky always did well against us.
Yeah.
Grant Long, another one. P. Ray, when he first came into the league, he was quality. Mopsy tried hard against me. You know, he did all right, I suppose, with Mopsy. There's loads, you know, I could go on all night about them.
Okay.
Best batter I've played with, what, in my team?
Yeah, played with. So probably a Greenmount side or a Lost Up side.
Well, do you remember Andy Williams?
Yeah.
Andy Williams, when I bowled at him in nets, it was like bowling at a barn door. He was that good. His defence were that good. And as a player, I mean, well, he should have gone on and played a bit more. I think, like, he was a good one. Most underrated one I've played with is Chaddy. Gary Chadwick, bravest batter I've seen. You stick him in against them West Indians and he'd take it all day. He'd take it all day. Plus, he scored one of the best knocks I've ever seen at Wharton. About 150 odd, but he was underrated from league, I reckon, with Chaddy. Big John, my cousin, John Ashworth.
John Ash.
Yeah, another one you stick him in against it and he let it hit his chest all day, you know, and then score big and hit big as well.
Yeah, massive.
Most talented, he only played for a few years for us, was Jimmy Horrocks. I don't even remember Jim.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, he made cricket look easy, and another one who even got his head down. I'm sure he'd have gone on to bigger things, but he had a decent turnout for clubs. I think he played at Norden for a bit as well, but he just made batting look easy. He did. There's Andy Kerr as well. I can't leave Andy out, can you?
I was waiting for Plon then. I knew that would come in.
You know, he's probably the best amateur batter that we've had at Greenmount opening batting. 1,000 odd runs for an amateur, you know, for past consistent. You know, another one who captain's dreams, stick him in and let the people bat with him and all that. He'll bat 40 odd overs. You know, 100 odd. Yeah, he is. Yeah, I mean, maybe he should have had a bit of a do at county, given a go at county, I reckon. But you know, you get found out, don't you? Like they say, I listen to young Boannon's interview, and he's right. You know, you get some great league players, but it's just that little bit of a step up where is all the difference, and you need a bit of luck and do it at the right time or whatever, and you're in. And then when you start training every day, you're going to get better and better, obviously, aren't you? But it's just that little bit extra, that little bit more fight, you know, that little bit more wanting to do it and wanting to win, and that's what makes you a better player and obviously a professional player, go up into professional ranks like. But yeah, I think
go on, sorry, Mark.
Sorry, mate, go on.
I'm going to cut you short on batters. We're going to go on bowlers now, if that's all right. So, best bowler with and against. You can't pick yourself.
I'll never do that. Well, I mean, you know, you've got the lads where you knew they're going to be in your face when you played Tongue. And I think everyone's going to mention this when you do your interview. I mean, you got Taddy coming in at one end trying to knock your head off, and then you've got to use your brains at other end to Sikander, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just a great. That's why. I mean, one of the reasons why they won a lot then, because of them two from each end. And well, I might get onto this later. I don't know if you want to talk about that bowling, but it's all changed. We'll get on that later on.
What's that, Mark? Go on, say again.
Are we going to get onto that a bit later on about how it's changed, like?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we'll chat about the state of play at the moment. I suppose we can go into that, and obviously the difference in different.
What I'm going to say is, like, I mean, bowlers are restricted on how many overs they can bowl now, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I don't really know. Is it one can bowl 15 and the others can bowl 10? Is it? 18
and 12 in the league, and then obviously it's always been 5-10s at Cup, hasn't it? So it's 18 and 12 at the moment.
Yeah, I mean it's a bit harder for a captain nowadays, isn't it? Because I mean, all you do is Greenmount one toss. We're going to bat against Taddy and Sikander all day, 25 overs each from either end. You know, and I used to do the same with Phil Eaton. Yeah. You know, Phil did brilliantly, you know, at Greenmount, and we worked pretty well in them as well. But then try and bowl me all day if I could, like, as well, you know. And I loved it, bowling 25 overs a day. But it bored the pants off everybody. Bored the pants off everybody else, you know, who were playing, you know what I mean? And I think it's better that it's restricted, really, now, because, it makes captains think a bit, and it makes players think a bit. But if you're bowling well and you're bowling 25 overs a game, someone else is bowling 25 overs at the game, you know, it's a bit monotonous, isn't it? And people get, oh, they're on again. Like,
depends, doesn't it? Depends if you've got two good bowlers, though. I think there's a lot of teams that would want to do that, and I think the success that Greenmount had with you and Phil and a few others.
Oh yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you're a captain. If you're a captain that wants to win, you do it. You know, you keep them on, and no matter what, it's win at all costs. Like I said, there's nothing for second, as far as I'm concerned. Like, you know, and when I was captain, I didn't give a shit. Well, in fact, you start to question it when you're captain. Yeah. Should I carry on bowling, or should I, you know, give someone else a go? But when I was younger and I had a bit of a yard, and I was coming in, I never wanted to come off. And if Derek had said, when he was captain, if Derek said, right, I'll just have a rest, and I'd go, what are you on about? You know what I mean? You know, and that's how I were.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you had to be fit to do it, and you had to bowl well as well. I mean, he's not going to keep you on if you're going for 6 and over, or 5 and over, or 4 and over even. But you've got to keep on for 25. Well, people used to say, oh, you get all your wickets because you're on for 25 overs. I said, yeah, but you've got to bowl well for them 25 overs, otherwise you're not going to be bowling, are you?
Absolutely. No captain in the world will keep you bowling, getting tapped round ground, will they?
No. So, yeah, it's a bit harder for a captain now, they need more bowlers in the team. And it also makes you think about signing a bowling professional, doesn't it? At the end of the day, like, I mean, if he's only going to bowl 12 overs, what's the point in getting a bowling professional?
That's true.
There's not much point, is there? I mean, everybody seems to be going for like batters who can spin ball a little bit now, don't they? I mean, and we did it at Greenmount, and it worked brilliant. We've had some absolutely class pros, Zaidi, Saeed Anwar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean, they've all had Craig Norris. Remember Craig Norris? He was a good spinner as well. Like, you know, we've had loads. I mean, been very lucky at Greenmount with pros we've had. I mean, some of the best pros in the league have played at Greenmount.
Definitely.
Who I've played with as well. So, was that our next bit? Is it?
We'll come on to pros in a minute. You keep jumping. Go. Well, you've said Taddy and Sikander.
Yeah.
And you've mentioned Phil as well and yourself. Any more bowlers?
I like players who mean it, if you know what I mean. Who are aggressive players who show that they want to win. I mean, like, you don't get more aggressive than Chalky, would you, with bat up ball, like, or Streety even, like, you know, he had a yard, didn't he, Streety? Streety were a great bowler.
Yeah.
You know, I pity when he left to go and live down under, whatever he did. That was spices the game up. I loved it. It was brilliant. That's what it's all about for me, you know. They're just like running in, bowl 6 overs, all good shots and clear off, like, what's all that about?
No,
you know,
that's definitely not the way you played, anyway.
Oh, why would you? Well, I don't get it. I mean, I call it soft cricket. That do they?
Yeah.
Like soft cricket. I hate it.
So, for someone who's bowled so many balls, you've got to have a bloke who's going to catch it at the other end. So let's talk about keepers. So best keepers with and against.
Keepers. Well, I think the first keeper that stood up to me when I thought I had a yard anywhere was Tim Warwick. He stood up and I didn't know what he was doing. I thought, I'm going to start in a minute. I didn't know what he was doing. He said it's right, and he was just class with Tim. He were a good one. Yeah. We got obviously Derek were underrated. He was good, Derek. I tell you now, I loved it when Derek was behind it, because I used to laugh sometimes when I were running into ball at Derek. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I think it was gear he had on. He just did like a cricketer's cousin. He just used to turn up in a Tesco bag with stuff in it, with his thumbs, his keeping thumbs hanging out of it, like it. So, yeah, Derek B were good. And Blinky did me favours with aerospace, and then he came for a few seasons at Greenmount.
Yeah, top man Blinky.
Yeah, and my mate who were poached from Ramy. I mean, he was class with Sal. He were a class. I mean, he thought he could bat as well, but I were a bit unsure about that. But we all think we can bat, don't we?
That's true. Right.
And so, yourself, lad.
Yeah. Right. So, batter bowler keeper we've covered. Obviously, we were going to mention, the professionals. We mentioned a few already. This will sort of do a couple of answers to questions I've got. So I'm going to ask you, similar questions to what I asked Chalks with regards to the standards of play currently. So you've played through, I hope you don't mind me saying this, you've played a long time.
Yeah, since 1989.
So you've played in the then and you've played in the now. What's your opinion in, people harp on, I'll be honest, people are like, it's better in my day, it was better, then. For someone who's played as long as you have, what's the reason? What's the differences in cricket then and now?
I wouldn't say it were better then. I wouldn't say it were better. You just had better pros for a start, which is undeniable, because they weren't coming over here when they finished. They were coming over here. Some of them when they were in the pomp, they were when they were buzzing. So playing against for amateurs to play against people like that, like Viv, my old bunny, Viv Richards and Alan Donald, and even going back to my dad's era, like he always mentions Wes Hall and what's the other
Charlie
big
Griffiths?
Charlie Griffiths, yeah, and people like that, batting against them lads with no helmets on and stuff like that,
No thanks.
Just, exactly, uncovered wickets and things like that. But I mean, you go on any league's website and have a look at the pros from 1940s, even 1950s onwards, and they're all play for the countries, most of them, especially at Lancs League. They're all country players. Thing is, there's that much money in cricket now. You can't get them, can you? That's the only reason. That's the only reason. When cricket season finished, that were them for 3 months doing now. And they thought, we'll go over to England and play cricket and get paid a few quid and have a bit of an holiday. And but nowadays they're playing cricket 12 months a year, aren't they? So all the good players are taken up, really. And what you're going to get the best of is maybe, state players maybe and stuff like that. Yeah, even them, they can be charging you for Aussies now too much money. So pros have changed massively. Amateur wise, I don't know. I mean, I just don't think every team's as deep as it used to be. As in top leagues, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say that, Booth. It's an hard one, that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to how it's changed.
I'd agree.
Obviously, facilities are better.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more amateurs getting paid, or getting expenses. Yeah. Well, there isn't there. Yeah. I went pro in 1993 or 94, I think it was, something like that.
Yeah.
And no one ever got paid at Greenmount before that, I don't think. You know what I mean? And then I think it started in about 1990, about that year when everyone started to get, all right, we want you back and we want you back and we'll have him and that. And then players started to get paid. And probably one of the reasons why Bolton League did well in the 90s, 2000s and that, yeah?
Yeah.
Where other leagues are now starting to join in with that. I mean, Bolton Association, which is where I pro did, we played you in there. Is it Trinity Cup? Was it Trinity Cup?
Just repeat that, Matt. You went a bit low then. Say again, bud.
What's the Trinity Cup?
Yeah, in between association and league.
Yeah, when they play that game every year, they have 3 pros in, don't you, from each league.
Yeah, Trinity Cup.
Yeah, I mean, Bolton League had 3 well-known overseas players in it, and Association had me, and I can't even remember, Ronnie Davis. He was a decent bowler though, weren't he? I think he was Ronnie. And I can't even remember who the other one were. So you know what I mean. And we got dicks again by you lads, but.
But no, I tend to agree with what you're saying about the pros and the I just think I just don't think there's as many people playing the game. There's other things to do. People have got other pastimes, other interests. You know,
Well, of course they have.
you know, looking back, you know, I mean, obviously I've not played as long as yourself. I started in 1999, and even from then to now, you know, it's worlds apart. You know, I spoke to Chris Barrow and Christian Walsh the other night about it, and they were mentioning players that would keep you up on a Friday night, like Fazal Akbar and people like that. We've not seen anyone like that for a while, and maybe.
I used to love going to nets. I used to go to nets twice a week, and play. I'd play Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I mean? I loved it. I mean, we didn't just go to nets for half an hour. You know, have a bat and then clear off. It was like trying to catch ball when it was going dark and stuff like that. You know that were kids. I don't think you get that now.
No.
I never had any coaching or booth. You know, like all these coaches that have appeared from everywhere. You know, I think there's too many. I never got coached like that. You had people that looked after teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, the coaching now. I mean, there's loads, isn't there? It's like the proper coaches for dues like, but some of these like who really haven't a clue, have they? Let's be right. And they're showing people here back like this, but no bullshit, mate. You know, that Dave Fairbrother you're on about, weren't you and Chalky?
Yeah.
Coaching up someone like that. But I mean, I've seen some of these coaches like what they're doing with kids, like, and it's like, well, you might as well be an astronaut, son. You know what I mean? Because they're never going to be a cricketer getting coaching like that.
No, that's true.
But am I having a dig at people who are giving the time up there to help the kids out? Like, I don't know.
Well, it depends how it comes across, I suppose. And again, I'm a big believer that it's horses for courses. That kids at 5, 6, 7-year-old, you teach them the right things and you teach them the fundamentals. I don't think you actually start learning how to play the game until you're a little bit older than that, and that's where, you know, older generation, older people who's been there and done it, them are the best people to speak to. And again, I keep referring to these other interviews I've done, but Callum Parkey, obviously current first class cricketer, when he finishes his season, he goes and has a chat with teams. You know, and you know, someone who's scored.
Paul Teeby, I haven't mentioned him, have I? Do you forget all these names?
No. So there's always them people that you can go to who you know their onions and know what they're doing. And
well, the only people that tried to coach me were my dad, and when I made my first team debut at Ramy, the pro was David Hooks. I don't know if you remember David Hooks. You must know David Hooks. Like, he's probably an Aussie legend, isn't he? I mean, he was awesome, weren't he, David Hooks? And he's the only one who tried to coach me with my bowling, because I'm really chest on. And I'm really ball wide in it, and it's all wrong, really. You know, my action's not very good. And they tried to get me to bowl closer to, to be more look through there and all that, like. And I tried, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't. I just kept messing up all the time, and I just carried on the way I were. And it's just effort. If you want to win, it don't matter. You know, you'll do well. All right, a bit of coaching along the way is okay, like, but I think sometimes you can have it coached out of you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I'll go with that, definitely. So that's our players. We've gone current game. Is there anything, the floor is yours. Is there anything you want to talk about? Is there anything you want to mention if people are listening? I think there's anything worth throwing
well,
in the mix?
Do you think they're going to play
this season? I think if we get anything in, I think we're looking back end of July, August at the very earliest.
But they're on about these measures. People are dying to get playing again and dying to play. I mean, if it's not full on 100% cricket, I wouldn't want to bother. I wouldn't want to play. I mean, all right, play a few friendlies with lash ups and all that, a bit of charity work and stuff like that. But playing like a meaningful competition where as you as a keeper has to stand 2 meters away from batter when spinners on, that looks just village, doesn't it? It just
No,
looks it'll just look terrible. There's no
absolutely.
umpire there. So what you doing? Bowler bowls it. It's his pad. Oh, I'll be honest. Bowler's going to be honest. Yeah, you're out, pal. Yeah. Bowler gives him out. What goes on there with no umpire?
Yeah, it's an impossible thing, and I've mentioned it a few times to a few people. There's so many moving parts to cricket, and so many things that this 2 metre distancing thing's going to have to, be for us to get any meaningful cricket, and that's going to have to go in the bin.
But why would people want to play if it's going to be like that? Why do they want to? I don't get it.
I don't think people will, Mark. I don't think people will want to play. It's got to be meaningful. It's got to be, it's got to have something.
I understand it's for cricket clubs as well. I mean, it's going to be hard for them. They need the funds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Which is why I say, like, play some decent. Well, you can't even play a decent friendly, can you? I mean, there's no such word.
No, there's no such thing. A friendly's a waste of time. Friendlies are a waste of time. We all know that. People are not going to want to play friendlies. So meaningful cricket or nothing.
Well, it's a bit like, I mean, this COVID thing. It's a bit like a bad umpire, isn't it? Really. Whereas, like, it's ruining everyone's season. And there's a chance you might get it next week.
and the week after.
Week after, and they're in your season again.
Gotcha.
So I call it the COVID umpire. Yeah, well, COVID umpire disease. But that's a bit unfair umpires, isn't it?
Very quickly before we finish, Mark, you've just mentioned something that's pretty new and just been sort of set up and everything. You just mentioned the lash ups. Let's give that a bit of airtime. Talk to me about the lash ups. What's the idea?
Well, as you know, we go out like, is it once a year, isn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, we go out at Christmas, don't we?
It was only a bit of a joke, really. And said, why don't we go out? Why don't we get a team together and play someone? Well, I think it was Little Lever had done the club up, haven't they?
Yeah.
Why don't we play Little Lever to open the club? Have a do at night and get some funds in for him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It might be feasible. They want to play us. I don't know. I think it's something to do. A good idea.
Yeah.
Who else are they going to play? How else are they going to open it? Play Watford. They like playing Watford, won't they?
Yeah, they'll love that.
Why don't they play us? A few players who are still playing and a few retirees.
Yeah.
It'd be a laugh.
I think it will. I think people would enjoy that.
SK Kits will sort us out there. SK Kits.
Yeah. Ian, big plug for Ian there. Well, no, I think it'll, like I say, a bit of interest. It'll, bit of a laugh, bit of a joke. Get a bit of cricket played and raise some money for charity and get some money in the coffers of these clubs as well.
Yeah, maybe I can boost my wickets up as well.
No, you're not having that as well, Mark. You've had enough. Right, Mark Stewart, we've gone on enough, pal. I think we'll cut this where it is. Thank you very much for your time, mate. Really appreciate it.
No worries. I hope that comes out. I hope it comes out all right.
Well, we'll see, won't we? Just say that again, Mark. You went off then.
I think we could go on for another hour, yeah?
Oh, I know. That's what I mean. I think this is longest one already, so I think we'll cut that where it is, pal. So thanks very much for your time. Thanks for speaking to me. And this will go out on Twitter and Facebook and what have you when it's ready. And hopefully, people will listen. So thank you very much. That's been Bolton Cricket League legend Mark Stewart. Thanks, buddy.
Cheers, Simon.
Cheers, mate. Speak to you soon, bud. Bye-bye.